Hey Spuddies, and welcome back to the Let's Livestream VOD of my play as Canada. So, Aqueduct in chat said, please rename a city to Hosers. I will rename Hamilton to Hosers because he's a lovely Twitch Prime sub. You get that, city? Let's see. After settlers, focus on traders. Growth is very much needed for your cities to actually do anything, and the coin from commercial hubs won't hurt either. I will be planning on making commercial hubs, but I have to plan my empire very, very carefully. I agree with you, but I should be able to grow these cities to population 4 without too much trouble, with the use of things like granaries and watermills, and maybe a farm or two. And the trade, I will probably go something like Theatre Square's commercial hub in most of my cities so that I can get those traders out and start boosting those cities, because getting the Theatre Squares up early is very, very important. Settle near France, you getting a governor promotion because you'll finish Government Plaza in one turn. That's actually a really good point that I hadn't considered, so thank you for that suggestion, chat. You guys are doing great. And the coin, well, if that island has a desert tile, he can build Petra. Ban that man immediately. Aqueduct resubscribed with Twitch Prime. They've subscribed for 2 months. Thank you so much, Aqueduct, and it's the only Twitch that you care about. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. So let's jump back into things. Right. We don't have too many mines, so apprenticeship isn't a super huge concern for us because we only have 1 mine on the salt. We will have 2 mines on the salt. We don't really care too much about mines in a cultural playthrough. In terms of what we want to do, and also commercial, these are kind of I just had a thought there that going for industrial zones is usually the best thing to go for a diplomatic victory, which Canada is really good at. However, going for industrial zones in a diplomatic victory and a consecutive tourism and a sort of parallel tourism victory, which you want to do as Canada, is kind of counterproductive because industrial zones lower appeal and all that sort of stuff. We also want to make sure we leave room for the Eiffel Tower and the Cristo Redentor. So I'm thinking Eiffel Tower, if this is a theatre square, Eiffel Tower could go here. And then this city's theatre square could go on one of these 2 tiles. So Eiffel. We are going to want to try and get Eiffel if we can for the extra appeal. Could you rename Ottawa to Innistu? That is Matrix. Sure thing. We will rename Ottawa. Now just remember, if you're asking to rename the capital can always be renamed. That is one of the rules, just so people who come late to the stream and all the cities are named, so they have a city they can rename. The capital is always renameable at any point in the game. It's just a nice little compromise that I came up with for people being able to rename cities. Okay, so in terms of what I would like to do next, getting access to Niter would be nice because Niter can spawn on Tundra as far as I remember. And that could be pretty useful to have a good tile. Our science is really, really weak. We're going to want to get Pingala up. And in fact, this city over here that I settle could be specifically designed to grow as tall as possible to make it take advantage of Pingala. So that might be something that we do. So what is technologically our next move? We want to sort of head towards printing. It's pretty decent for culture victories. What's the sort of near future look like for us in terms of culture? Well, a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter too much. It's more just about efficiently navigating our way. We are going to be building ancient walls, so I probably want to pick up ironworking. We are going to want to pick up 3 archers too, because we're going to want to try to use our production to make up for our low science gain. So we'll just eat the lack of a boost on iron. Tundra Petra. Let's see, mathematics. Can you rename, say, Jom to I'm not your friend guy? Renames are limited to $1 donations or higher, or people who are subs to the channel. That is maybe not the most fun and unfair thing ever, but you gotta hustle a little bit to make some money on the YouTube. So the question is, do we go ahead? Friendship with France. Oh, good reminder. Thank you. I wasn't checking that. So now Now we don't need a military. Now we just don't need a military at all. Because France is the only person who threatens us in this game. And in fact, I'm going to try and get a cultural alliance with France so I don't have to worry about the loyalty flipping. So France is the only person in the game who has any threat on us at all. And now we just don't have to worry about it. As long as we can maintain this friendship, which we should easily be able to do, we should be fine. So I really want to get a second theater square online because it's going to give me even more culture. So we're going to focus on that. Although I do want to get the monument up and the ancient walls. And if I build the ancient walls, I'll be able to research engineering more efficiently. God, I want that theater square up. But I'm going to focus on getting the boosts better. Although I want to wait until I have defensive tactics anyway, so I think I will just go ahead and get a theater square. Lines up a little bit better with my plans. Since you're going for have very few cities, will the amenities, housing, and production building in the government plaza make sense? Yes, it would. It would, but we're not going to pick that just yet because this isn't the priority for us right now. We don't have a whole lot of governors, so we wouldn't get much benefit from this. But this will we will definitely be going for audience chamber. We won't have very few cities. We just will have less cities than I'm going to be settling slightly differently from how I would normally settle. Absolute sellout, how dare you entertain me for free and also not comply to my wishes for free? How dare you? I'm really sorry, dude. I apologize. Sorry that I want to make money from the thing that I do every day. Well, not necessarily this, but content creation. Which is... Oh, shyster. Where is this? Is this the same scout that's been wandering around down here forever? So this is really bad because this is around the time crossbowmen and swordsmen can start spawning from barb camps. So we need to try to head this guy off if we can. Let's keep exploring. We'll take a delegation from France. That's fantastic. There's Kabul. I think it would be cool if you could ask the AI to try to liberate cities. Like, hey, I'll pay you money to liberate that city. It's like, I really want that one to be liberated. Okay, not much to do on this turn. Still a big religious battle going over me. Oh, it's a special session, thank goodness. Military emergency. Okay, I don't mind about that. We've got a granary completed in hosers. So this city will continue to grow. I'd love to get the theater square up. It'll take 18 turns. I would probably rather get the monument up so that I can get more culture gain and get to these important civics a little bit sooner. You fortify there. We're going to be doing spy stealing, not on France though. I'm going to be looking for another civ that I can spy steal on consistently to try to make up for the low science in this game. And that's really what you've got to do when you're playing civ, is try to find ways to make up for your weaknesses and how to emphasize your strengths. But if you can find a way to manipulate the game to make up for a weakness, it's good. It's a good move. Let's keep exploring here. So, I think we settle here. Ba-bam. We grab Pingala. We put him in Halifax. Now we've got some time. We immediately get the monument in here because we need the loyalty. In terms of tiles to work, we want to grow really quickly in here. Because, now I know this is going to slow down the monument, but we want to grow really quickly in here because the higher the population of the city, the less loyalty pressure it'll suffer. So if we can get the city to grow in five turns, we'll be off to a good bit of pressure. It'll increase the pressure from this city on itself. Yes, I will take your free 30 diplomatic favor, and I don't plan on settling any closer to you anyway. This was like the most forward settle I'm going to do. So how many turns until the World Congress? So I don't have time. I'm going to quickly pick up this, and then I'm going to quickly pick up the ancient walls, but we'll handle that when the time comes. You go here. I want to see if you can kill this scout. There's Harlem. Got 2 settlers coming up. Want to see if I can scout in here as well. Kabul has been liberated. That's really great.
Is superior to opulence.
So I'm going to put in, get rid of discipline now, and I'm going to put in limes because I do want to build walls in some of these cities. And I might even prioritize getting walls in here. And then go for the theater square. Because I want the boost from building ancient walls to get engineering, and then I want to build 3 archers. So there's a few different things. In fact, I might even prioritize getting walls in here as well, and then coming back for the settler. No, I want the city to finish its settler before in a stew. We'll think about these things. Alright, so let's pick up horseback riding now. We're going to choose a civic. So we could build feudalism. It would make our builders more efficient, and then we could justify making builders a little bit better. I'd also like to get divine right, but I'm never going to get the 2 temples, so we'll just have to live with that. Let's go here. How do you enable nameplates like that, like mountain ranges and rivers? It's a part of just the base game of Gathering Storm now. You click on this little button here, the map options, and then you click on these, and that's how you enable those. Okay, we got the monument in here. Let's get the ancient walls. Settler would take too long. Builder would happen too quickly. I'm going to grab an archer, because I need 3 of them. Watermill. The theater square in here can go on this deer tile, but I want to harvest the deer first. So I'd love to get a builder in my capital. I want the theater square to go here. So that's that. That'll be for Winnipeg. Otherwise, Winnipeg is going to... I need to make sure I put down the pins for National Park here, so I know not to build districts on these tiles. Okay. It's going to be a national park at some point. So I guess in the meantime, you're going to build a granary. I want to come up here and see if I can just get a bit more scouting off. Really what I want to try and do is reveal as many cities as possible. I'm so glad that I don't have to deal with war. I want you to go harvest that deer. It'll finish the settler a little bit quicker too. Keep chasing that guy. We officially met Kabul. If I put 1 envoy in Kabul, that will improve the rate at which I can build settlers in my capital, because the +2 production towards the units counts for settlers. Could I get a name change for Montreal to Mary Brown's Chicken? Yes. This will be Mary Brown's Chicken, as you typed it. If you want me to make changes to it, there you go. So, even at the risk of losing my builder, I should have sufficient units nearby to take it back. I'm going to harvest. That'll finish this settler. This settler is going to go down here. Let's get the ancient walls in 1 turn. I want to unlock castles, which means I want to get to divine right as soon as possible. We've basically explored everything we need to here. So let's come back around this way. Kabul is dying. Might have been a mistake. Didn't realize they were going to go straight back there and murder it instantaneously. So let's see. If we're settling here, then we're settling here. And this will have some potential for national parks. Then we're going to settle... Let's see, we could settle on this. We could settle coastal. Might be good to settle coastal. The appeal in our land is great. If I settle coastally, that'll leave open another city down here. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then maybe a 4th city down here. This has been placed so we can get rid of it. So the Barbarian Scout did not go for my thing. I would like to get the Silk online. I think it might make sense to actually keep chopping in my capital and sacrifice the long-term production in my capital for getting my settlers out sooner. So I think we're going to do that, as much as it pains me to do this in a city that has no production. So we wasted an envoy sending it to Kabul. It's not the end of the world. Another barb camp appeared. Shoot, where? There's also a tribal village down there that we might be able to go for. So I need to get these walls finished. I have 5 turns. Prioritize getting these walls finished while we still have the 100% production. Because we're going to be building walls anyway. We'll take 4 turns off that. It's a good amount of turns to save. We'll go to the next turn. Webble Tundra Tiles, you want me to do a joint war on Christina. I don't know where Christina is, so that's a no from me. So when do 200 tiles become more productive? At conservation and at machinery. So this is a key tech that we're trying to work our way towards. That's why we want to build 3 archers to get machinery, because our science gain is so low. We go there.
The hop.
No hour of life is wasted.
So we have multiple culture civs in this game, which is rough when going for a culture victory. So I settle right here. I delete this pin. Vancouver, get those ancient walls up as fast as you can while you still have the production bonuses. We've officially cornered the scout. Let's go ahead and pick up engineering so we can head into that. Governor title. Promote Pingala to give me a little bit of science from this city. Over here, Halifax. Work 2 food tiles. Slows this down too much. There's a 4 food tile right there. That's even better. Alternatively, I could work this and grow slightly slower, but build the walls a little quicker. So, man, I really don't want to... you know what? I'm going to harvest the deer instead. I really want to... Fuck, I should have harvested this forest. That was a mistake. I should have left this one here, because now we're down a lumber mill in our capital, which would have been a really important tile. Shoot. We will have feudalism soon. Yeah, it's going to be a dark age. It's going to be really hard to hold Halifax in a dark age. That's why I need this city to actually grow now. So, grow, grow, grow as fast as you can. Run, run, run. I'm the ginger grow man. Let's get the... I think it's worth it to purchase a watermill in here to make the city grow faster. As well as a granary, just to get it up. There's no real way for me to get more era score right now. We're just in a bit of a rough spot. See, we're already on Renaissance era Great Riders, which is really frustrating. I hate playing against Russia, dude. I really hate playing against Russia on a culture victory, because it just means we would have probably like... We would have maybe one Great Rider already now, but we're not going to get one for a very, very long time, which is extremely painful. So, I'd really like to get an amphitheater up. I'm going to get the monument, though, because it's a better decision. It's cheaper. It does roughly the same amount. We're going to harvest here, overflow into a settler. Probably slightly inefficient to do it the way that I did it, but it is what it is. So this warrior now... I had a warrior in this area. You're going to head over here. Check Halifax pops. I'm going to vote for myself again. I'm going to put 2 votes on myself. I'm going to vote for myself again. I'll put 2 votes for me. I think 2 votes should secure it for me. Catherine, I got the culture bombs at least. It only cost me a little bit of Diplo favor there, which is fine. But our district's culture bomb, which is good. So we completed walls in here. We want to get 2 more archers. So there's the second archer. Put you... Swap these. Halifax pops. Somebody wanted me to check Halifax pops. So yeah, we just need to grow. This doesn't actually speed it up, sadly. What we might need in here is actually to purchase a builder and harvest these to force growth, which means we won't be able to purchase the granary, because this city just needs to grow in order to have more loyalty. I can also... If France does not get a golden age, I think I'm okay. If France gets a golden age before I've unlocked alliances, it's real bad. Because we have to go through 15 turns to get to civil service. That's going to be tough. So I think this city's in a good shape. I could put this in Halifax to even further boost it. I could trade with France. This would be incredible amounts of value to trade with France. Hosers needs to grow, and it's going to take a very long time. So I'm going to put this over to Hosers, because this is one of my other... This is a good city, and I needed to get its commercial hub soon. Sooner rather than later. You need to heal. Doesn't the era of great people correspond to the further civ era that's gaining points towards them? No, not anymore. So basically how it works now is it's based on the era of the game. All of the great riders from the medieval era were used up. There's a certain limited amount per era of a guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think there's, yeah. Seven great riders have been earned already, and the medieval era just ran out of great riders. So now we're getting them from the Renaissance. Everyone is in the medieval. They changed how that works. Feudal contract. We want to put serfdom in. Do we want to put in serfdom yet? Is the question. Are we actually building builders? No, we're still building settlers. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to use this card when I get into a Dark Age. But for now, I can put Feudal Contract in and keep building archers in this city relatively quickly. So now we really want machinery. And that's why we're building archers. I might stop for an archer in this city real quick. So I'm going to trade with Mary Brown's chicken so that I can gain more population in the city and then get to work on a commercial hub so that I can get more traders up. Traders are going to be important for my growth, but I do need to get my theater squares down. Okay. You are going to fortify on this tile. Good job. I'm tired of controlling... No, you're going to scout inefficiently. I need you to scout down this way. It looks like we have lost our friendship, our open borders with you. You'll pay me 4 gold. That means my open borders with other people should have went away as well. You'll pay me a very small amount of gold. We'll talk to Poland. The joint war, it's not what I want. You'll pay me this. Okay, so we get open borders with everyone, which improves our relationship and gives us a little bit of gold. Some city-states might be helpful. They would be Bombaish Simulaeums. The problem is, all the city-states have been killed, or I haven't found them. So, I'm not sure what you want me to do about that. There's not really anything I can do about it. Some city-states would be helpful. I agree. Your statement is correct. Okay. So I'm going to purchase this tile. Swap here. And I'm going to purchase this tile. City-states are usually in the water. Not in my experience on a continent's map or a Pangea map. That's very rare. They're usually on land and they usually get murdered. So I'm thinking right here we put a commercial hub. Because I want to save these forests because I'll be able to improve them with lumber mills soon. So I'm going to place this. I don't want to spend this money, but I feel like I have to. We'll get to work on a builder. Okay, and the hard part too is we have a loyalty problem from religion too. Let's get this monument, that'll give us loyalty. So when we get to recorded history, I want to put a governor point into Pingala and then make sure I switch in the builder policy card, because now I can actually start getting production in my empire in the form of lumber mills. There's another archer. This will get me the boost for machinery. Most importantly, that unlocks me the important things. Especially since Mexico, humor me, I've seen them on islands a lot in Pangea. I just don't have time to make a boat. I have too many important things to do. There's literally, this is like, I see maybe in a Pangea, in a Pangea game, there's maybe 3 to 5 out of the 16 city-states. So yeah, maybe like a third of them are on the water. But I just don't have the time to make the thing that I need to explore it. I can't even go out into deep water where most of the city-states are. Right now, every decision and piece of resource that we move around is so incredibly important. Because if we gamble on exploring the water, okay, and we invest resources into that, that's resources that aren't being invested into other things. And if we don't find city-states, or we don't find the right kind of city-states, we are just behind from where we would normally be. So with that in mind, I'm going to be making decisions that I have guaranteed value from. What is the city-state's mission? It doesn't matter, it's an industrial city-state, I don't care. Recruit a great rider. Wow, nice trolling game, thanks. I don't care, it's an industrial city-state, it's irrelevant to my win condition. I'm not going to be building industrial zones. Right? It's the regional effect from industrial zones. We're not building industrial zones, we're going for a culture win. Industrial zones are counterproductive in a culture win. So now I want builders. Builders, 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 builders. Man, as much as I want to put this here, there is potential for a farm triangle here, at least until we get hockey rings. That's another thing we need to start thinking about. Farm triangles. On Tundra. Tundra farm triangles. Builders, 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 builders. So if France does not get a golden age, well, actually, we should be fine either way, because I think we can get civil service before it becomes a problem, as long as the city doesn't flip too quickly. Right, we got another settler here. Now, it is worth it to explore this island, not for city-states, but because we could settle that island. So in the interest of that, I will get a galley. Even if it's really slow, even if it takes me 10 turns, even if I would much rather get a builder in here and actually improve these tiles, I will get this. I knew you were down here somewhere. So in terms of this city, there's a definite not national park right here. For sure. Developers, 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 developers. Have I put in serfdom? I was going to do that this turn. Thank you for reminding me. Am I continuing to build settlers? I'm building how many more settlers? Probably a decent amount more. So we're going to sacrifice the +1 production in all cities. Well, we don't have to. Now we can switch to Classical Republic, because more of my cities have districts. And then we can swap out colonization for limes when we're ready to build walls again. I don't need Praetorium just yet. Let's go ahead and grab Charismatic Leader. Okay, we got a monument completed in here. Would a builder help me? This city has one tile that can be improved by a builder. So no, a builder would not help this city. Would a builder help other cities? A builder would help a lot over here in St. John. So I'm going to get to work on a builder in here. This city... Hey, Sacrux cheered, 200 bits. Thank you so much, Sacrux. This city really, really needs growth, and I could also use a better gold income. So the best way to get growth in a coastal city, especially on this crappy snow terrain, is to go straight for a harbor. But we are going to stop off for a granary first. Even if it takes 22 turns compared to the 52. This city is a good candidate for a trade route. Let's get you here. This settler is coming down this way. It's going to be a tough game. This archer complicates things. Now I need to bring my own archer, and my archers are really far away. Now you need to run away, which sucks. Kabul is liberated again, but I'm not going to send them an envoy because they just got killed. And I don't want to risk that happening again. I need to keep an eye on this friendship with France. So chat, if you see me miss that friendship expiring, let me know. They want to buy my silk. I don't want the diplomatic favor. I would just like more gold. 16 gold per turn. You'll probably give me like 366 gold. Would you give me any of this? I take away the horses. 366 gold. I will take that deal. It's time to sell off all our luxuries again. Because we need all of that. So how much would you pay for salt? 9 gold per turn. See if we can get a better deal for that gold. For that salt, rather. You have salt. Do you have silk? It's not enough. What about whales? Would you buy whales? Nope. So you're my best salt purchaser. You may have my salt, milady. You have no gold in the bank, but I'll take your 9 gold per turn. That's a fairly reasonable deal. Wilhelmina, on the other hand, you might be willing to buy some of my other luxuries. Would you like to buy whales? You pay 7 gold for that, so that would probably be like this much plus a few gold per turn. Deal. And that'll leave me with 2 luxuries, which should be fine. So now we have 700 gold.
I'd imagine the whole world as one big machine.
So the loyalty in Halifax is just fine. France is also in a dark age. No, she's in a normal age, right? So we're just fine. We're going to look to get a cultural alliance with France as soon as possible. Make a dedication. We are going to go for... Monumentality, I think, is the most reliable one right now. You're going to fortify on this tile for a turn. Okay. Amenity might be important for loyalty. It'll automatically assign amenities, and I'm pretty sure we're fine on loyalty in here. If not, we can always improve more copies of things. We have more copies of luxuries available, and we are making builders, so a few turns of low amenities is fine. I'd much rather just get the instantaneous gold that I can use to produce important stuff. So what is important to me right now? This galley is important to me. This granary is important to me. Okay, what is going to help my empire on a large scale over a long period of time? Well, I can tell you that a builder in this city that places 2 lumber mills and 3 farms is going to make Winnipeg into an absolute powerhouse. So even though we're building a builder, I'm going to purchase a builder. That's a good expenditure of gold right there. Similarly, in Halifax, even though I'm building a granary, 2 lumber mills here would make a huge difference to the city. I need to be very careful about how I spend my gold, though. I need to be very, 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 very careful about how I spend my gold. So we're not going to spend much more. Okay, now we need to unlock castles and siege tactics. That's pretty much what we're going to work on. Alright. I'd love this city to be useful. This city really needs a builder, actually. I know I'm building a builder over here, but it needs a builder. It needs a builder to get it to grow a bit more. I need to make sure I have a crossbowman upgrade ready. Aqueduct for the niter boost. Let's see. Do we build an aqueduct? Getting the boost for niter is really good. Where could I build an aqueduct? That's pretty reasonable. Could be over here. Would kill a really powerful tile. Can't sacrifice that. I could put an aqueduct here. How fast could I build it? It needs to be faster than 15 turns. 14 turns. So that would delay this. It would work out actually pretty well if we queued up a aqueduct here, even if it's not a very good aqueduct. This one's off fresh water, so it might be better to make it here. We would kill a forest, but that's fine. It would take 36 turns. It's too long. So our best place to get it is here in Winnipeg, even if it doesn't provide a whole lot of value, because we're just building it for the boost. And this tile isn't necessary for a district or a national park. So in terms of national parks over here, there won't be one going in here because I need these lumber mills. So the first thing we're going to do is get a lumber mill, and then a lumber mill, and then 3 farms. So we have another settler. We have 2 settlers en route. Let's get you down this way. We completed a settler. Are we getting more settlers? I don't know yet. We haven't made that decision. We have a settler for here. And then maybe a settler in and around here, even though the city's going to be dog shit. It'll be good for national parks, because the appeal is fairly good down here. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. So there could be a national park here. A national park here. National park, national park, national park. Lots of national parks. Okay. Completed a settler here. Do we go for another settler? No, I think we pick up a builder and finally get the city into something resembling a good shape. God, I hate Russia. I hate Russia so much with all of my heart. Might also be worth it to pick up a scout unit to start exploring a bit. We don't have coastal sailing thing. Is there any... I always meant to ask, is there any time or situation where you should not chop forests instead of keeping them for lumber mills? But right now, I'm already seeing it right now. Yeah, pretty much this. It could be worth it for me to chop... It could be worth it for me to chop some of these forests strategically to get out certain particular buildings. Like, for example, if I need a archaeological or art museum really quickly, because we can always replant forests not too far down the tech tree from here, right? This isn't that far away from this position. So there are times where you want to chop and sometimes where you want to preserve. Generally speaking, if you're on a tundra start, forests are basically your only hope of recovering. And so you're going to need to keep them. Right. So my best move here is to probably go for a builder. Lots and lots of builders to try and get my empire into something resembling a good shape. We're going to put a mine there. You can also just build a settler later once your cities have higher production. Yeah, we can do that. I need to switch off from the settler card. Okay, can you win this fight? You cannot. You need to be full health. Definitely put a mine there. That makes the city a lot better. Did I get... I have not gotten apprenticeship yet. And now that I'm going to be building a few mines to try and get a little bit more production in my empire, it might be worth my while. I think I am going to put a... God, I want to put a farm triangle in here, but I don't think it's worth it. I want to put a farm triangle right here. But the lumber mill is so good that it's hard to justify. Well, I guess if I'm going to be building mines here, I can kind of justify a farm. A big chunk of farms in here. I could always move this to here. That justifies a big chunk of farms here for this city to grow. Okay. Do you have any mods that you recommend? I'm using both of them right now. These are my only two recommended mods because they don't affect the gameplay and they just change your UI. And that is Map Tax and Secret Simple UI Adjustments. Those are my two favorite mods and I use them in every game that I play. And when an update comes out and they're not updated, I am very sad.
The 4 building blocks.
Go here. So now this city has production, right? It can produce. It's really, really important that this city can produce. Our military is very, very weak. This city just has absolute dog shit for growth. With no solution in sight for that growth problem. Maybe a harbor. But I need to also get these out. So a trade route is really my only solution for this city. I know all this stuff makes it really cluttered, but trust me, it's very helpful for me. Skirmisher, probably some barbed crossbows hidden down there. Yep.
It's all papers and forms. The entire civil service is like a fortress made of papers.
So let's go ahead and get our alliance with you. I want a cultural alliance with you. Please and thank you. You'll give me a very small amount of gold. Most importantly, that makes my trade routes better with you. And now I also get some of this. So you are friends with Jadwiga. So my total relationship is 3, 6, 8, 9, unknown reason, first impression of you. They don't want to be friends with me. I could send them some diplomatic favor to make them a little bit friendlier with me. I sent them a favorable trade deal. That should be 3, 8, 11, 13, 14, 14, 15. So we need something else. We need to trade with them. Need to trade with Poland to make them friendlier, and then I'll be able to get an alliance with them as well, and form a, Canada, Sweden, Poland, trifecta or whatever. Canada, France, Poland, trifecta. Okay, so that's the city boosted. So I don't think we're going to go here. I think we're going to pick up apprenticeship now that we are building mines. Just stop off there. You're going to start placing the farms in here. I know this is going to be a national park later, but for now it's going to be farms. Second lumber mill tile. Okay. You're going to come up here eventually. I want this archer to come forward a bit. Would it help to appoint Liang to St. John and build fisheries to support it? Yes, it would. But I completely forgot to get this connoisseur promotion. But I have other priorities, and I won't be getting governor titles for a while. Really need to build this building after this builder. Okay, we have a builder in here. We want to get this mine online for the luxury. It's not the settler I meant to select, but it's whatever. Okay, can I finally get this theater square up? I really need a commercial hub. Where am I putting the commercial hub? I don't want to put it here, but it's probably the best place for it. Because I'm killing a hill and I don't want to kill that hill because it's a really high value tile. This is a complete dog crap tile. Since it's a dog crap tile, we're going to pay the piper. So we're going to get the commercial hub up first, because we need those trade routes to help our empire grow. Do I chop in here? I think I move Magnus to St. John. And then I chop when I want a district. Farm here. Only 2 food, but they will be useful eventually. And then I want you to go there. That archer is leaving. It's a good point. I could move Pingala to my capital. However, this city needs loyalty. Oh, plus 29. Oh, right. I have a cultural alliance now. So yeah, I'm going to move Pingala to my capital. Good catch. Good catch. Good catch, whoever mentioned that. That was Ursula Oren. Thank you. Farms on Tundra, Canada OP. Don't know if I would call it OP. They're just about like marsh tiles on grassland when you have feudalism. So mines over here. So key things I really want in here. I might get the campus in this city. I need a commercial hub. So I want to place a mine and then 3 farms, and I'd like a second builder in here. I'm going to get 2 builders. Then I want to look into what district I want to get. Do I want to get the commercial hub? I don't really have a place for the commercial hub because I'm going to be putting all the farms here. So what I might do is just take this tile away from this city and put a campus here so that we have a good science tile. And we'll do it in this order. Builder into campus. Need to develop these tiles a little bit. We could, I think we're doing okay. Is what I'm trying to say. We're starting to do okay. We want to wait until Magnus is established. We want to get the maximum value out of these chops. It's really awkward settlements in here, making it tough for me to get through and see. How do you like Canada's mechanics right now? Very, very tough start of the game, kind of like the Mali. But they open up a little bit later to being less dog shit. So what could I do in this city? I think I just go ahead and get the encampment up. Getting the encampment up would provide me with +1 production to trade routes sent to this city. We have a builder over here. I may as well put a farm on this tile because it'll give the city +1 housing. which will allow it to grow slightly taller, a little easier. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab audience chamber. Even though I really want to build my amphitheater, I need the audience chamber. You go here. Hopefully this volcano explodes a few times. It's currently dormant, I think. But I would really appreciate it if it exploded a little bit. Right now we're working pretty bad tiles, but we're going to set some farms in here. So now you can see these are 3 food tiles. It's kind of hard to see with the symbols, but basically it makes them worth working. To the point where I might just go all in and work all of these tiles to grow the city as fast as possible. That would delay this by a lot, but maybe working 2 of them and a lumber mill is a good balance here to get the city to grow. I think that's a good balance. Work 2 of the farms and the lumber mill. Let me get this plantation up. This gives me a second luxury copy of silk that I can trade away. Do you want my silk? You will pay 14 gold per turn, which is something like 190 gold plus like 8 gold per turn. All right, something around there. Deal. So a lot of my gold is coming from selling my luxuries, which is really important for me. I have 400 gold in the bank, 500-ish, more like. It could be worth it to purchase. Could be worth it to purchase stuff from my new cities. I need to get you into this city. I need this crossbowman over here to help me. So trying to navigate around this terrain is kind of ass. You could become a skirmisher. Do skirmishers have higher movement? I think... Why do I remember skirmishers having higher movement? They don't. Sorry, Potato, what runner for the US 2020 election would you support? Or maybe you don't want to state it on stream. Jesus Christ, it is time to start thinking about the 2020 election. Who is running for president 2020? Let's see. 2020 United States presidential election. Okay. Let's see. Who is running? So declared candidates for the Republican Party. Donald Trump. Bill Weld. I've never fucking heard of Bill Weld. He's a Libertarian nominee for vice president in 2016. I don't know anything about Bill Weld. So, good luck, buddy. It's an exploratory committee. Announced. Then we have old Trumpy boy doing it as well. Some people have expressed interest. Bob Corker, Larry Hogan, John Kasich. Then we have the Democratic Party. See, Cory Booker made an FEC filing. Pete Buttigieg made a exploratory committee. See, Julian Castro, never heard of Julian Castro. John Delaney, never heard of him. I mean, honestly, the only one I know anything about is Bernie Sanders for the Democratic running in the 2028 American elections. So, I mean, I probably would just support him. Old Bernie, feel the burn. Alright, so there's a little bit of error score there. We can delete this now. This opens up more national park opportunities. But we're going to go ahead and focus on getting the basic stuff up. In fact, it might be worth it a purchase of a watermill in here to make the city just that little bit better to start off with. I think that's a good investment of my gold. Now this settler is coming down this way. The archer is going to swing across with the warrior. And this builder wants to get me a lumber mill over here. And ideally maybe a farm triangle here. We'll see about that. Alright, so we've got 2 build charges left on this. You're going to help out over here. I'm going to help out over here. Industrial. What? Bernie wants another round? I don't know what you want me to do. I just know Netherlands has a city named Leiden, which is funny because it's the German word for suffering, but probably the only one who thinks so. Feel the burn. Disaster level 4. Yes, the last disaster level 4. Schlassel, Schaufel, Industrial. I don't know what you want me to do. We're in the industrial era. We're in the Renaissance. Bernie's a bit crazy. Will never succeed in American politics. I don't know, dude. I like him. He's a crazy old man. Believes in the good of people. I think I like Bernie because we have a politician very similar to him in Ireland, who is currently our president, called, fuck, why do I always forget our president's name? He's a Gringotts Goblin. Michael D. Higgins, that's the one. I know what he looks like. I usually remember people by what they look like and what they've said rather than like, you know, things people would have liked to be remembered by, like their name, their birthday, stuff like that. I usually remember, oh yeah, that's the guy who did that weird thing, isn't it? And people are like, no, his name is John. Jesus, potato. But yeah, that's sort of my perspective on it. Maybe that helps, maybe it doesn't. So now the capital has a food tile. Fuck American politics, only interesting politics are civ politics. I love Bernie, just worried he would be a bit too old. I mean, he's only 3 years older than Donald Trump. 5 years older than Donald Trump? Yeah, 5 years older than Donald Trump. So, if you are worried about Bernie's age, then in theory, you would be a hypocrite if you weren't worried about Donald Trump's age. In fact, with how senile Donald Trump acts, you should be more worried about Donald Trump's age. Man, it's crazy. You guys fucking elected that man. I just want to point that out. You elected that man. You elected Donald Trump. Bernie is too old, and I'd rather have someone who's actually capable of working the other side. So I'm going to fortify here. Hope this warrior kills itself. Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, man, Ireland is in really bad shape sometimes, is what I think to myself. And then I remember America elected Donald Trump, a literal human cartoon. And I'm like, you know what? We ain't got it so bad. He's a cartoon character. How did you elect a cartoon character for president? What's wrong with you people? Alright, so we're going to harvest here. That'll finish this encampment, which will trigger a culture bomb, which is pretty nice. Don't blame all of us. You're all getting the blame. I'd love a lumber mill over here. So I want to make sure I only use one more. I want to get this chop here, actually. So, damn, I should have actually been set up to chop here, because then I could have immediately placed down the theater square. So that's a little bit of a boo-boo on my part. We'll get a second builder in here, and then we'll do that. America didn't elect him, a few idiots did. You know, you get to sit back on that few idiots meme for a while. But, you know, a few million idiots. Alright, let's go ahead and pick up Divine Right. And we're not building settlers anymore. I should have swapped that card out a long time ago. +1 production in all cities. Then we're going to put in bastions, limes, unit maintenance reduction. +1 amenity is probably better, so that we can distribute our garrisons around. Isolation, can't produce settlers. Naval raiders, could be worth it to do isolationism. I don't have enough trade routes to justify it. Urban planning gives me more value right now. They believe in the open market for economy, but don't want an open political system. I mean, I feel like most people are willing to declare that they're up for an open market, but are actually up for a cronyist capitalist market. That would be my... and the key word there isn't capitalism. The key word there is crony, where it's a dishonest system of capitalism. In an honest system of capitalism, things are okay. Things are okay. But in a dishonest one, things are real bad. So I really want to get St. Basil's Cathedral. So we're going to just push for that, even if we don't get boosts. Hey Potato, do you agree with the people that say that Canada is very underpowered? Canada feels pretty underpowered. I think mainly because they start in Tundra. I would have liked to have maybe seen... I think the biggest problem is how biased towards Tundra they are. What I might have done is given them a small boost, like... Here's what I would have done. here's the boost I would give Canada, and I think it would make them absolutely viable. +1 to all city yields for every district in a city settled in tundra, so or snow. So Canada would gain +1 food, production, gold, science, culture, and faith. So, and the reason why this is good is because it, what it means is for every district you have built, you get, you know, 1 of each yield, which I think that alone would make Canada like strong enough as a civ. So what I would do is I would say the last best west, I would slot it in like here. Just at the end of that. It would be +1 to all yields to cities settled on snow or tundra. Boom. Instantly, Canada is a good civ. As a European, I'm really baffled by American politics, especially the gun stuff. Like, I don't get the whole we need guns for protecting ourselves. It's an old traditional, it's a tradition thing. It goes back to like the founding fathers of America. Bernie would be obliterating Trump in the general. Well, fuck the world. We need a little more cynicism. Frankly, oh shit, my headset's breaking. Guys, I need a new headset. Quick. Everyone donate $1 so Potato can buy a new headset. I'm just kidding. I tell you what though, we have been going for about an hour without a break, so I'm going to take a short break here. I think we're actually doing okay. Like, we don't, like, fuck Russia. Can I get a hashtag fuck Russia in chat? We're not going to get any great people this game because of Russia, but we are going to get a shit ton of national parks based on our current plan. I think we're starting to stabilize, and now that we're getting these important things, we're still super duper behind in terms of science and culture and tourism generation. But I think there's a chance that we win this game. So just fuck Russia, guys, because look at what they did. They have taken all of the great writers, and there's really nothing I could do about it because why not steal great works from Russia then? That's a good idea. I have unlocked exactly 0 spies. Thumbs up in chat. I've unlocked exactly 0 spies. That is an option we may want to consider. However, my current plan was to use my spies to try and make up for my very low science gain by stealing tech boosts from other civilizations. A big issue with guns is that I found I saw the need for it to be the second item listed on a Bill of Rights edition of what people miss the second minute that says shall not be infringed. Anyway, look. Before we get too deep into American politics, I'm going to call this episode of the livestream VOD to an end.
Headset.
Hey, thank you, Starcrux. There's a $1 towards the headset fund. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to call an end to this livestream VOD right here. I will continue live streaming for the people who are watching live, but Raken Zate just gave me 500 bits. Thank you so much. I would really appreciate it if you guys would give me like 2 seconds to end the livestream VOD. But yeah, that's going to be it for this livestream VOD. Do check out the next one that I will be posting. But I'm just going to take a short break here for the livestream. I will be right back. We are continuing to play, and we'll just get right back to coding. This outro thing is just for people who watch my VODs on YouTube and are really weirded out by me not doing an outro. So, guys on YouTube, I love you all very much. Come check me out on twitch.tv/PotatoMcWhiskey. And I love you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.